West Fargo is one of the fastest growing cities here in the whole entire state of North Dakota and the fastest growing portion of the Fargo-Moorhead area. In the year 2000, the population of West Fargo was around 15,000 people. Now, in 2025, the population is pushing close to 45,000 people. With that much growth, there's a lot of good things, there's a lot of bad things about West Fargo, and I'm starting a little bit of a new series on my channel. Obviously, the Fargo-Moorhead area has a lot of different pockets, it's a lot of different areas, it's very unique. So I'm doing a little pros and cons series of each area. This video will be the first one, will be West Fargo. I'll also be doing North Fargo, South Fargo, Downtown Fargo, Moorhead, Dilworth. I'll be doing all the areas, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But this video is going over some of the pros and cons of living in West Fargo, North Dakota, one of the fastest growing cities here in the whole entire state. If you haven't been to the channel before, I'm Sykora. I'm a realtor here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Make a lot of videos, give people information on houses available, housing market, different areas of Fargo, and that's what I want this video to be, is I want it to be informational to you. Of course, if you're curious about buying a home, selling a home, or getting more information on either of those things, you can reach out to me through all my contact information in the description below. But I hope you find this video helpful on some of the pros and cons of living in West Fargo, North Dakota. So let's step right into it with number one. So one thing you should know before about West Fargo is it's kind of separated into two different areas. So obviously I-94 is the big interstate through the Fargo-Moorhead area. Kind of north of that is considered older West Fargo, while south of that is new West Fargo. Over 57% of the houses in West Fargo were built after the year 2000 and between the year 2017. So there's a lot of new construction happening, especially with like Brooks Harbor, the Wilds, all those neighborhoods down there south of the interstate. There's been a ton of new construction. Now that's obviously a great thing for a lot of people of brand new houses. Everybody loves a brand new house. Now the thing is, that'll actually go right into one of our cons. A lot of these houses are new and they look very similar to each other. So you'll go down the streets, the houses look very similar to each other. Sometimes people will call it cookie cutter. That's a good thing, bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Obviously, with being newer, the houses are more efficient. So that hops into that other pro that kind of ties into that pro and that con. So they're more efficient. You can customize them more. They have those modern looks, that sort of thing. They're going to last longer. So it's a really great thing about having newer houses, but also it's a trade-off of, character in homes. People like character homes, or just the fact that some older houses can be built better sometimes. So it's just something to consider. A lot of the houses in Fargo are newer or they're brand new and they're continuing to build them down in that southwest Fargo area down towards Horace. But there's still great houses up in northwest Fargo too, over by West Fargo High, which are a little bit older houses, but they're still good quality. Then like Charleswood over there, that area is a really nice area. So West Fargo kind of has a mix of both, but a lot of it is new construction, and that's where a lot of that growth is coming from that 15,000 to almost 45, 50,000 right now. So that's all growing down south. And one of the reasons so many people are moving to West Fargo is because of the family atmosphere. So this is just my opinion, is that West Fargo is a very family-oriented area. There's a lot of houses, it's very suburban. There is some pockets of like restaurants and amenities and that sort of thing, but a lot of it's just houses and a lot of it's very suburban. There's a lot of parks, there's a lot of walking paths. The schools are rated very high in the West Fargo area. So it's a great place for families to move, and that's part of the reason why it's continuing to grow, is so many families are choosing to move to Fargo just because of the amenities that West Fargo and the whole Fargo-Moorhead area have to offer. Now another pro about that, there is some good amenities in West Fargo. The lights is a big one. It's like a mall complex. They have concerts, they have festivals. They're building a mini golf and a bar coming in April of 2026 there. That's gonna be a great activity. But obviously West Fargo is close enough to Fargo to where, yes, it's gonna be a drive of 10 to 15 minutes to a lot of stuff, but it's not that far. It's close. It's really good access to the interstate through Cheyenne or 52nd or 32nd. So you have really close access to everything, but it is in more of a suburban area type feel compared to some other areas of Fargo, which are a little bit more amenities nearby, that sort of thing. But some cons with this too. So you got to think, if it's a huge suburban area, there's a lot of people that need to drive to work in the morning, and there's a lot of people driving back home. So there can be a lot of traffic in these areas, especially during those busy hours of the day. You're 7 to 8 in the morning, 4 to 5 p.m., that sort of thing. So it can be really busy and really congested with all that traffic, with it being just mainly houses in that West Fargo area, when a lot of people in West Fargo will work in Fargo, or they'll even work all the way over in Moorhead, that sort of thing. So it's just something to consider if you're looking to move there. Not a huge con, but one thing that you do have to consider with West Fargo, with it being a newer area, is the special assessments. Now, if you don't know what specials are a separate tax from a normal property tax that are for improvements in that area. So a place like West Fargo, where, like I said, 57% of the houses have been built in the last 20, 25 years. There's still specials on those houses, and there's more specials being added to those brand new areas for infrastructure in that area. Thing to know with specials too is it's only houses that are improved by that project. So of course, those new houses have a lot of projects near them, so they're gonna have higher specials. So it's just something to consider when you're buying a home in West Fargo, especially the newer the house, not just West Fargo, that's anywhere. If you're buying a house, the newer the house, the higher the specials are going to be. Now, obviously, it depends too, because some new houses will have zero specials because the builder paid them off or seller paid them off or whatever. So it's something to consider, but always look at the specials and don't always look at the list price or the purchase price when you're buying a house, because it doesn't always tell the full story. So that's one thing is special assessments, and that's the thing with anywhere. Newer the area, higher the specials. Another con, again, this is kind of going off of one of the pros earlier, which I said was a family environment, good schools. But the thing is, with that growth that West Fargo has had, some of these class sizes are getting really, really small as far as teacher to student ratio, just because they don't have room for all these students that are coming into the schools. Now, there was a referendum to try to build a new school. I cannot remember off the top of my head if it passed or not, but they're trying to build more areas and more schools to expand it out. But that's something you need to consider too. Good schools, but there's a lot of demand for them, and there's a lot of people looking to get into these schools. So those class sizes may not be what's most beneficial to you if you have a student that would like a small class size. Another thing, again, this ties right back into another pro or con, or however you want to look at it, is the new construction part. So obviously houses that are built newer are going to be a little bit more expensive. And then obviously specials on top of that, it's going to make houses be more expensive. Generally, houses in West Fargo are considered more expensive than they would be in like Fargo or in Moorhead. Slightly less expensive than they would be in Horace, but it's just something to consider. Newer area, more expensive houses. Another thing with West Fargo is there are not a ton of mature trees like there are in some areas of Fargo. Now this, I don't really consider a pro or con. It's kind of based off what you prefer in a house. If you are someone who prefers that newer style, that not too many trees, not a ton of tree branches or leaves that you got to rake or clean up or that sort of thing, West Fargo is awesome. But if you're someone who prefers the older character homes, prefers more trees in the neighborhood, that sort of thing, then maybe West Fargo isn't the best place for you. So again, it's just things to consider, not necessarily a pro or con on that one, but something to consider if you're looking to move to West Fargo or if you want more information on West Fargo. So that was kind of a list of a couple of my pros and cons and just thoughts about West Fargo. If you have any other pros, cons, or things you like or don't like about West Fargo, just leave them down in the comments below. Be interested to see them, but I appreciate you watching this video. Next video is going to be on North Fargo, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and I appreciate you watching.